Welcome, everyone, to Help Support on Avenue. I'm Paul Carter, and joining me today is John Allen and Nancy Van Dorp. We're really happy to be here to talk to you about support on Avenue. This is our land acknowledgement, and I'd just like to take a moment to say that we have a staff all across Canada, so we really encourage our frontline staff and clients to discover whose traditional territories they live on and just pause to reflect on the hospitality shown to us as guests in these territories. It's a real privilege to live, work, and play on Turtle Island, so thank you. The agenda for today, a quick overview. We'll talk about the support tab and the knowledge base, your mentor, and at the end we'll have time for question and answer. Feel free to put questions in the chat at any time. We can answer those as we go in the chat if possible, or we can answer them at the end. So we're just going to start off with a quick poll today. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, how confident do you feel that you can access Avenue support? If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to answer the poll, we're just curious to see how people feel at the beginning of the session. And at the end of the session, we'll ask this again and see how you feel then. Just remind folks to turn off their microphones if they can, and turn off their videos as well if they'd like to. This will be recorded and on YouTube, available later. Okay, so if everyone doesn't mind answering the poll question. And after a moment here, we'll take a look and see what the answers were, how people felt about their confidence in accessing support on Avenue. Okay, well, it's quite a mixed bag, actually. Looks like 5% said 1, 14, 2, 32 at 3. The highest percentage was 32 at 3, and 27 for 5, and 4 coming in at 23. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. We're going to talk about this today, so hopefully at the end, you'll feel strongly that you can access support on Avenue. So just to start, where is support on Avenue? We've just launched our new support tab, and anywhere when you're logged in as a teacher on the Avenue site, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the Avenue support tab. So that's where it all begins. Clicking on this tab will open up the support panel. When the support panel is open, you have a few different options: requesting support, reporting an issue, or sending an idea. To begin with, let's look at request support. This is what we often call live help, but there are a couple of new options in this area as well. So in the support panel, if you click on request support, this panel will open. And in this panel, you can do a few things. You can search the Help Center for answers, documents to support you 24/7, any time of the day, any day of the week. John will talk to you more about that. You can also start a new conversation with a live help operator when an operator is online. The times there are Monday to Thursday, 9 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If there's no live help operator online, you can also leave a message outside these hours. So if a teacher were to come to this live help support tab and then open the panel and then request support, they could click on new conversation to chat with a live help operator. And this is what that looks like. It's like a text-based chat in real time. So when you're in a live help conversation, you can chat with the operator. You can rate the conversation, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down if you like. You can also upload a file here or insert an emoji. But basically, you can communicate with a real living person who can help you, who can also access your course and take a look at what the problem is and help you try to address it. You have a few other options at the top of the support panel that opens. Well, one is you can change your name. I'm not sure why you'd want to, but more importantly, you can email yourself a transcript of the conversation. Quite often when I'm doing support on live help, I will give screenshots to help teachers find what they're looking for or to create something that they're trying to create. And if you want to hang on to those screenshots and the conversation around them, you can email yourself the transcript. You can also turn the sound on and off. That's the notification sound in your browser. You can pop out the widget to make it bigger if you need a bigger screen. And you can also end the session there when you're done having a conversation with the live help operator. Now, for reporting an issue, this is another option on the support panel. Clicking on this opens a different window, and this is what you see here. There are a few different options. There are annotation tools to help you make a screenshot, and there's a few things that you have to fill in on the form to report a bug. I'm going to show this to you in real time in a moment, but that's what it looks like when you go to report an issue. The third option, and the final one, is to send an idea for how we can improve the site. If you click on this option in the support panel, you'll have a new window that opens, and it's a feature request form that you can fill out. Again, we'll take a look at this in real time, and I'll show you what that looks like on the site. So what I'm going to do now is just close this PowerPoint, and I'm going to jump into my browser. So here, I'm not logged in yet, and I invite you to take a look down in the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll see nothing. When I log into Avenue as a teacher, and remember this is logged in your teacher account, in your teacher role, now the Live Help Support tab is there for you. The Avenue Support tab appears down here. If I go to the classroom where my courses are, you'll find that the support tab is also there as well. If I enter a course, the support tab comes with me. And interestingly, if I scroll down the page, the support tab stays with me and comes with me wherever I go. So if I go into some kind of activity and there's a problem with the activity, I can use the support tab right here on the activity page. So wherever I go on Avenue as a teacher, I have access to the Avenue support tab. If I click on it, as I mentioned, we can request support, talk to a live help operator, or search the knowledge base, or you can report an issue. Now, if I click on report an issue, you'll see the screen has changed somewhat. I can no longer scroll on the screen, so I need to have it where I want to see. And I can use these tools up here in the corner to either highlight something. So I could draw like that to highlight. I could comment, put a comment in here somewhere. So I could say comment and post that. I could use the pen to circle something or write something if I wanted to. I can also use arrows to point to things. And if there's something on the page that I don't want the live help operator to see, I'm not sure what it would be, but you can hide things as well. So you can block out students' names if that's an issue that you would like to. Now, all of this is to create a screenshot that will go with my report a bug form that I fill out on this side. So on the report a bug form, you can see the bug title. So here they want a few words to kind of identify what you're reporting. Very important here.
Sorry, can we just jump in for a second and ask questions? Yes, no? Just
Sure.
Where did you get those little tabs on the left top
Over
where
here?
you
Yeah,
where did
these
you
ones here?
click? Yes.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just show you here. I can go back a step. So I'll close that. So when I click on the Avenue Support tab, I have the options here in the panel to request support or report an issue. So for this one, I click on Report an Issue, and the screen will change and become this annotated screenshot tool with the Report a Bug form on this side. No worries. So giving the Report a Bug form a bug title to tell us what you're looking for help with or what the problem is. Is this a problem with the courseware or a general website problem? Now, very important here because these are two different streams of reporting a bug. You can say it's a courseware issue, as in there's something wrong with the courseware, the units that you've downloaded are missing something or something like that. Or a website bug problem where there's something actually wrong with the website and something's not working. For example, the site's not loading or something like that. So you can make the differentiation between the two types of bugs here, and that will help you get assistance from the right people. Here, you want to type in the name of the page or the feature that has the issue, and here you want the URL. Now, the URL is very important because that helps us find things. So up here in the address bar, I can click on the URL. I can Control C to copy that, or use your mouse if you prefer. And then I would paste the URL in here, and that will enable the developers to be able to open that page and find it immediately. Here you can give a detailed description or explanation of the problem. If you've made your own screenshots or you have some sort of artifact from the ePortfolio that you want to attach as an example, you can add those here by attaching an image or attaching a video. And you can also, as a final option, create a sort of screencast, record the screen and actually speak and tell the developers what the problem is. So if I click on record screen down here at the bottom, you'll see it changes again. And now what's on my screen, and I'm able to scroll again now. I can click on record, and it's going to ask to share my camera. It's not going to work because I'm using Zoom, but you get the idea. If I record a screencast there and I can speak, I can record my voice to tell them what the problem is. It will attach that video here. And then finally, I could submit this report. And then you'll be contacted via email with follow-up. So I'll close that and close that. The last option that I wanted to show you in real time was to send an idea. Lots of teachers have really innovative ideas and suggestions for ways we can improve the site. So if you were to click on this option in the support panel, which again, by opening the support tab, I find my support panel and I can click on send an idea. Here, I can fill in the form. Which feature are you missing, or what is it you want? Problem would you like to solve? And here your email address is automatically entered for you. You could add a different email if you'd like. Again, you have the options of capturing and annotating the screen or making a screencast recording that you can upload with this form when you click on submit. So what we're trying to do is kind of streamline things a little bit. When you open the Avenue support tab, you can request support or search the database. You can report an issue, or you can send an idea. So that's the new Live Help tab. Sorry, I keep calling it the Live Help tab. It's actually the Avenue Support tab now, where you can find Live Help. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your patience as I stumble on my words. Now I'm going to pass it over to John. I'm just going to come down here and start this again and invite John to join us. And he's going to talk to us about the knowledge base. Thank you very much, John.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for launching that out. It's very crisp and clear, and I liked all the detail, and I'm hoping everybody picked up on the elements there, so it'll make my job easier. Thanks. So the knowledge base, it's of course, it's new to most of us. It's a fantastic resource that once you get into it, you'll realize how empowering it is. So it really is, it's a new feature. And if you're aware of it, or if you're a manager or a coordinator out there, or if you've got a peer group that you interact with, if you could share some of this knowledge out to your fellow instructors, I'm sure that it will make their lives a lot easier. So really what the objective of it is to empower instructors with support resources to build their skills and to locate just-in-time solutions. So a lot of times when people come on the help desk, maybe they might be a bit hesitant, or they would prefer just to be able to find the help themselves. So that's what this resource does. It gives you independence when you're working with Avenue, and actually it helps you skill build as well. So it hosts a lot of the old PDFs and help files from the old learnit2teach.ca portal. You notice that that's gone. It's been replaced. There are two access points. One is through the support panel itself, or the support tab that Paul introduced to you, the one on the bottom right-hand corner here. And the other is through the actual Avenue Help Center, which we'll go to through a direct link. So, okay, so I've already logged into avenue.ca. As Paul showed you, this wouldn't show up unless you're logged in. The Avenue Support tab appears at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you have an issue, especially if you need some just-in-time solution, you can click there and the Avenue support panel appears. To access this support, you click on Request Support. So it says get in touch with our support team, but it also has a second function. And that function, oopsie daisy, is up here. This is what you'll see. You'll see that I had a conversation with the help desk today. It's still on my record. But if you want to access the knowledge base in the support panel, you use the search text box in here, or the search entry box here. So you don't have to, this is what Paul talked to you about earlier, accessing live help. But in here, we just would like you to click in the search for answers and type an issue that you have. So say unenrolling students. Get a result, and if I click on that result, you'll see the result displays a title, and it gives you a full help resource, just like the old PDFs, although these are not PDF files, and it's a sequential file. And as you go down, it gives you all sorts of steps that you can use and use to solve your problem or identify the problem. If you go to the bottom, a lot of the resources will have a video hyperlink. So if I click on here, a video hyperlink will appear on the right side. I did this earlier just in case it took a long time to preload, but this is a help file on YouTube related to enrolling and unenrolling students. And then also there are more resources down here, and these ones in particular are from the Moodle documents online. So they're a bit more technical, but they give you a lot more detail just in case it might help you out. So if I click on the Moodle documents, it will give you the actual Moodle help file, and you can change the version of which Moodle you are on. So we're on Moodle 3.1110, and so it gives you the current information. If when we upgrade to a more advanced Moodle, you can go to the more advanced Moodle version of the help file here. And these have lots of information. They have hyperlinks in here as well to videos and to all sorts of information. So those resources at the bottom are very important.
John,
Okay,
could you clarify? Sorry.
It's okay.
John, could you clarify how did you get here to the search engine? Is it like reported problem?
No, I just down at the bottom right hand side here. Do you see that?
Avenue support. Yeah, Avenue support, and then you have which option did you take? Request support.
Okay. Yeah. And then once I got in there, I typed in the search string, and it gave me this document. So at the bottom we have oh, you're welcome. We have resources. They're different for every. Oh, not they're different combinations for different documents, right? But you can also click in View in Full, and what this will do is it will jump you over to the full Avenue Help Center. So if I click on that, this is another resource called the Avenue Resource Center, which is really where everything is housed, and it shows you the document with hyperlinks and in a format that will be better for you to engage with, possibly. And then over here, if you click on these two chevrons pointing in opposite ways, it will give you related documents to this topic. So here are different things that are related to the topic that we are you're looking at. Okay, so that's accessing the Avenue support through the tab or panel. Now the other way to do this is to take this web address. I'm going to put it in the chat window. Chat window, where are you gone? Here it is here. It's a funny URL. It's kb for knowledgebase.avenue.ca. So if you put this in your browser and maybe bookmark it, it might be a good idea so that you can access it at will with the full version if you wish. So as you can see, it's the whole screen. It's easy to use. It has a nice navigation feature up here, the breadcrumbs feature at the top. So if I want to go to the home or the home page of the Avenue Help Center, I click on all categories. And you'll see here that this is the Avenue Help Center. And if you go down, there are different kinds of categories. There are different categories that you can access. And you can display it as blocks or as a list if you wish. So it's not too complicated. And this works really well on mobile devices. So for example, if we want to look at if you're having issues with Course Builder, you want to learn about Course Builder or something's not working, you could maybe click on the Course Builder topic, and inside you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 documents that you can access. So we can look at the Course Builder using the Avenue Course Builder to add an e-unit to a course. This is a common question. If I click on that, you'll see that you get the full resource here, the steps with the details, and at the bottom. Since the Course Builder is our own feature, there will not be a Moodle document or a Moodle video on it. So we created videos on our own about these kinds of features. And so you can see there's an Avenue help file, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, about the Avenue Course Builder itself to add an e-unit to a course. Just going to close that window.
Using the
Okay. So when you're at the Help Center, you don't have to just use the preset menus if you don't want to. We also have the search up here. So this, you could type anything in. How do I add a quiz to a course? Using the search feature, and you get all sorts of results here. And that's a pretty fast way to do it. And when you get there, you can look for more related topics, and you have all the resources that shoot off of there through hyperlinks as well. And basically, that's it. Are there any questions on this feature? Okay. No? Okay. So Nancy's going to talk to you about accessing your mentors with the new system. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, great. Thank you, John. Thank you, Paul. Yes, so one of the often overlooked areas for help and support is your mentor. And pretty much every teacher who goes through the training stages in Avenue will have a mentor. So we thought this is part of the support we offered, and we want to clarify what it is that mentors do. So mentors provide personalized one-to-one support for your professional development as a teacher using Avenue. So we have a group of experienced teachers who have used Avenue across the country, and one gets assigned to you when you start your learning in Avenue. And they are there to help you with various things. We'll talk about what exactly they can help you with. But they respond to non-urgent questions. And one of the things that might come up first is, how do you know who your mentor is? How can you find this out? And there are various ways to do it. We'll just go through them here. So the very first email that you received from Avenue and with your login credentials and your information to start learning, it will have named your mentor, or perhaps you had to do a couple of things before you received a mentor. And once you have completed those steps, then you will be assigned a mentor. That information comes to you, should be available in that first email, and the mentor will actually be carbon copied, so CC'd on the email. So you will be able to have their name and email address there. So if you need to get in touch with your mentor, you're not sure what to do, you can contact them through that email information. When you do, it is always helpful, and this is true for live help that Paul was speaking about, or for reporting issues. What is the URL to your course? Especially now, a lot of teachers have a lot of courses, and it saves a lot of back and forthing for a mentor to be able to figure out which course you're having an issue with. So you can contact them, say, this is one of my courses, you're my mentor, can you help me with this? Now, if you can't find that original email that came to you telling you that the name and the address of your mentor, you can look in your profile in Avenue. Now, your profile can be found in the upper right-hand corner where your name shows after you've logged in. And when you click that drop down little triangle next to it, you will be able to have a look at your profile, and it will list your mentor name. Now, the really good news is that we are shortly, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, going to be able to add the email address to your mentor name there as well, so that it saves another step of then trying to find out, well, I know who, like right now, it's just listed as your mentor's first name. However, we will be adding those email addresses in the next couple of weeks, so you'll be able to move that right along. So that's a place where you can find your mentor name. If there's no mentor name there, or if you're having trouble locating it, you can ask live help that Paul showed for us earlier to look up your mentor information. Now, if there is no one listed there, or it didn't get put in the right place or something, we will be able to go and get that remedied and get you connected with a mentor so that you can move forward and enjoy the relationship as teachers do with their mentors. Now, sometimes it has not happened too frequently, but if a mentor has left the organization, and we usually, in this case, send out correspondence to teachers that mentor was mentoring to let them know that this has happened. However, sometimes those emails are not paid attention to at the time, and you want to find that information out later. It's very easy. We have a form set up that just says, my mentor was, you fill in the name, and they're not, with the organization anymore. So please connect me with another mentor. And then when we receive this form, we have it in a workflow to set you up and connect you with a new mentor. So this slide has just talked about what mentors do in identifying or contacting your mentor. So now we are going to speak about how mentors can help you, what they do. So any questions you have about Learn IT or Avenue training. So this is remember your training as a teacher. So if you have questions about that or the various training stages, then those are questions for your mentor. It's not to say that live help is not able to answer these questions, but again, that personalized relationship that you'll have with your mentor can really help there. If you have questions that are not answered in the training stage files, so if you go, I'm supposed to do this, but now I also see this and something's weird. This is with your training, not necessarily the course that you're using with students, but with your development on how to do something. Mentors can help you with that. When you complete a stage of learning, it's a nice touch tone to let your mentor know. mentors like to keep track of where their mentees are, and it helps them when you let them know, oh, I've just finished stage 2. And you might get a reply back saying, oh, that's terrific. Are you interested in going to stage 3? And they go, maybe not at this time, or what have you. So when you complete a stage. Now, the next bullet point on this list for contacting your mentor about things like role changes or role change issues. This has become something of an issue. And a great example of this is if you've started off being a not editing instructor and you're becoming a full teacher with full editing rights. So what happens if there is a lag between the time that you move from one role to another? It's fine that you then get automatically upgraded to a full editing teacher, but during that process, it does not work retroactively. So it does not go back and change your role in other courses. So if you have been a non-editing teacher for a year, and then you become an editing teacher, your previous courses, your role will stay the same, but your role going forward will change. So if you still need to access those previous courses, you want to make sure that your role is changed there now. And that is something that your mentor could check and help you work through. Of course, another role is a student. And when you are a teacher in the training stages, you are actually in the role of a student during those changes. So it gets really confusing with this, which is a teacher and which is a student. So you think about, what is my role in the course as a student? Then that means I'm learning in this course. I'm not driving this course as a teacher of any kind. And some courses you're a participant, perhaps it's sharing courses with, sharing a course with other people in your service providing organization, your employer. And so not all roles will change to your new role, or not all roles in every course you are will change. So it really takes, a concentrated look at the courses and what your role should be in that course. So I just wanted to take a moment to explain that. So when else can your mentor help you with? When you want to move to the next training stage. So as you know, and we'll see in a moment, the different training stages that you can go through. You don't have to do them all back to back. You can take a break between them, gain some skills, work at a certain level, and then say, you know what, I'm ready for this next training stage and I'd like to try it. So your mentor is the person who you would contact for help with that. You can contact the mentor when your issue is not immediate. So generally, we say a 24 to 48 hour response, depending on the mentor load and various other issues. Your mentor may not be able to respond to you. Certainly, I would never expect an immediate response. That's why we have the live help feature through the Avenue support tab. So if it's not an immediate issue, then go ahead, wait, and you can wait for your response. A lot of mentors reply less than 24 hours. Again, this just varies based on everything else that is on a mentor's plate. And like teachers, we don't all work on the weekends, or we only do periodically. So of course, this would be during the work week when you could expect a response within that time frame. Again, it might be much sooner, or if it's a weekend or a long weekend, it could be longer. Questions you have about the pedagogy in the courses or what you're learning. The training stages were all built to wrap around adult learning principles. When you get up into stage 2, you'll see that there are reflective statements and that sort of thing. And if you have questions about that, your mentor can help you. And basically issues that can't be resolved, things that you can't quite figure out what to do. So that would be something that you could contact your mentor, and they would be able, to escalate or help provide advice to you about that. So mentors actually do quite a lot of things. Moving on now, in the Avenue tab in the panel that you saw, so previous to now, when we would do the live help, and we're all consolidating all the help now in the Avenue support tab, you can see that there is technical support and that there is also the live help area of things. So some of the things that tech support can help you with is far more technical. So this part of the support team can help you search the knowledge base if you need that. They can help you find resources. They're the ones who intake the items that John was showing on the tab about sending an idea, or sorry, that was Paul, I think, sending an idea about how to improve the courseware, what you'd like to be able to do. Any technical issues. So that was the, if there is a bug or something's not loading or there's a problem, and reporting Avenue content issues. So if there are things like typos or perhaps a link that isn't working, if we Paul, if you can just move me forward one moment. One example of a content issue might be if you're looking at a quiz, for example, you're previewing the quiz, you're going to give it to your students next week, and you go there and you see an X where there's supposed to be a video or an image, and you're asking questions about that, and it isn't showing. And it just shows an X instead. Well, obviously, it would be very good to be able to report that and have that technical issue fixed before you assign that to your students. So content issues like this happen. Sometimes links get broken, etc. When the technical support team gets these issues that they need to resolve, they will do so, and we will make sure that the master copies of the courses always have the most up-to-date information. So that's from a tech support point of view. Now, on the other side, when you go to live help, immediate class issues, okay? Mentors, not for urgent issues, tech support, specifically for those tech things, live help, immediate class issues. We who work on live help are all experienced professionals. We go live because it allows us to respond in the immediate time frame to help with issues. So whether you're actually in an online classroom totally, or you're in a computer lab, or you're in your classroom, it doesn't matter. We just call them immediate class issues. Like, oh my gosh, why can't my students get into class? They're all waiting to come here, and I must have missed something. This is where you come during that, which is why we staff that live help area of Avenue support from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday to Thursday Eastern time, so that we can provide that support across the country for everyone who is in Avenue. Live help can also help to search the knowledge base, and they are also help you, as I can help you, as I indicated earlier, to look up who your mentor is if you are having difficulty finding that on your profile. So here is a tip. Have the page that you need help with open on your screen when you contact Live Help. So we said earlier that the support tab will show on every page where you are, and you can keep the page where you're having the issue and contact them. And the reason for that is that it will help the live helpers help you much more efficiently, because they will be able to tell which page you are on in Avenue and be able to help quickly resolve those urgent class issues. So this, I hope, just explains sort of the Avenue support, but it would be wrong for me not to talk about a couple of other things. So we have Avenue support, we have your mentor. Not sure if you know or realize that we put out a monthly newsletter, and it's just once a month. We don't bombard people with a lot of useless information, but just about things that are new. If you would like to sign up for that monthly newsletter, you can go to our main website, avenue.ca. And when you scroll down, you can go into publications. And when you scroll down, there's a place at the bottom that says subscribe to the newsletter. You just put in your email address, and of course, you can unsubscribe from receiving that at any time. But we put information there on a monthly basis just to help you see what's new in Avenue, and as well in the sector. So there are a bunch of interesting articles every month that you might find helpful. Again, our portal, our website has publications, has the annotated bibliography. It allows you not just to log into the classroom on Avenue, but is well worth exploring. And of course, as many of you know, we have teacher-only forums. Pardon me, the teacher-only forums, when you complete initial training, you are automatically subscribed to that. And it is a place where teachers can speak with other teachers and to the whole Avenue teaching community as a group. And the best thing I like about that is you can search for certain keywords or answers. You know, did anybody else run into this? Has this happened? So it's a great place for searching or for asking questions, and it's where places we post in there about new webinars coming up, etc. So that is sort of the rundown on the support. And I'd just like to share now our #1 most frequently asked question at support. And we hope to help answer some of these questions on the next slide and going forward. So here we have a 1-page depiction of the Avenue project and the different stages of training. Now, you may have come in at any of the topmost layer. So if you're funded through IRCC, so you're in a link program, you would come in through Avenue Bootcamp. If you have come in because you are an Ontario teacher and teach in a ministry program, then you would come in through the middle column, ESL Bootcamp, under MLITSD. And if you're a supply teacher, you may come in through Avenue Basics for supply teachers. So those are the 3 starting points. The really small print in black in the orange background gives you a little bit of information, what to expect there, when you get assigned different privileges, what you see your mentor for, how you get your certificate, etc. And if you follow those 3 streams down, there is a next step for all of those 3 streams through a transition course. And all of those 3 streams then come down and feed into the horizontal line at the bottom. You start on the left, stage 2, where you are a basic editing teacher, following into stage 3 and stage 4. Now, there is no requirement that you complete all of these stages. You're allowed different permissions at different things. It is highly recommended that you complete stage 2 as a basic editing teacher. It will give you the privileges to edit your courses, to do basic things. If and when you're ready, go ahead to advanced editing. There are so many things you can do, create your own quizzes and do all these other things. And that information, again, is in that terribly small print, and I'll address that in one moment. Stage 4 is an e-learning developer. Now, not everyone desires to be an e-learning developer, and that's fine. Like, no one says you have to be there, but it is there to be able to help you to explore on a more self-directed basis, still with help from your mentor through all the stages, to explore and dive deeper into e-learning issues. Now, the good news, when I keep referring to the small print on these pages, is that chart is going to be nicely put together, and we are going to post it on our portal so that you can read it and refer to it when you're wondering where you are or where you've come in at or where you want to go. And so we hope to have that up in the next couple of weeks as well. And we will make an announcement in the Avenue Teachers Forum when that is ready to go. So I am going to hand this over to Paul now. And Paul can wrap us up on this for our question. We started at the beginning of this webinar on a scale of 1 to 5, how confident that you feel you can access Avenue support now. So if you are able to give us an indication, and we'd love to see, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that those numbers have changed. And Paul, I will, when the answers are in, I'll let you take it over from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nancy. That was a wonderful overview. Really appreciate that. And a great flow chart that really makes it clear what stage you're in and where you're going next. So thank you for putting that together. And thank you everyone for answering the question. We're hoping for 5s across the board here. We'll see what happens. Oh, yes. Lovely. Okay, that's great. That means our webinar was a success. So thank you very much, everyone. We see 65% saying 5, the highest rating, and 35% saying 4. For the 4 that said 35%, do remember this webinar will be on YouTube. So if you'd like to review anything that we talked about or anything that we showed on the screen, you'll be able to see that in a few days through the YouTube link, and that will be published in the Avenue Teachers Only forum, so people can access that there. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for answering that question. And now we turn it over to you. Do you have questions for us? Is there something you'd like to see again? Something you weren't clear on? Please feel free to use the chat, or at this point, you can unmute your microphone if you'd like to ask a question live.
If you'd just like to have a comment about the changes, if you've used them before.
I do see a comment there that's sharing the knowledge base link on the main page, which makes it much easier to find. It's through that tab. So on the main page, on any page on Avenue, when you're logged in as a teacher, you'll be able to access the support tab, which takes you to the search bar at the top that John showed you about when you request support, and you can search the knowledge base there. And then by clicking on the view in full link that John demonstrated, that takes you directly to the knowledge base itself. So there's a lot of ways to get there, or as Nancy had suggested, bookmarking. Just bookmark that link, and then you'll always have it on your browser. Did anyone have any other questions they'd like to ask verbally or through the chat? that's a good sign, I guess.
That was a great question, Margaret. Thank you for that. Again, in we we can highlight it. There are different ways to get through there, either through the tab or directly through that link that you've hopefully bookmarked. We also think that in the newsletter, if you subscribe to it, you will see that new items that come up like this that we write about in the newsletter. And so if you take a couple of minutes once a month to see what's new and that, then maybe you can find these things earlier too. That would be great. And a great comment that you think you'll have to practice. Absolutely. We have all, been working on this as it's been developed, but it takes some time, but you can't use it if you don't know it's there. So part of our mission today was to help you know where and what is there.
Just to add as an extra note for those in the audience that might be interested, I can tell by the way John is sitting and the way he's facing that he's probably live helping someone right as we speak. Is that true, John?
Yes, Paul, you caught me.
So this is the dedication. We're doing the webinar about live help, and John is currently live helping a teacher somewhere in Canada. Who knows where? But thank you for doing that, John.
Thanks.
Oh, I see another question maybe came in. I've been using live chat for issues on Avenue. Oh, it's just a compliment. You're very welcome. That's so nice. Okay, I've just put our email addresses on the screen there. So if anyone would like to contact us or to reach out with a question, please feel free to use the email addresses you see there. You can also find us on Live Help, so you can come there as well. I really appreciate everyone coming today. And this will be published on YouTube in a few days' time, and we'll make a post in the Teachers Only forum so that everyone's aware when it's available. And thanks so much for all the nice comments. That's really nice to see. Really appreciate that, everyone.
Marvelous. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Have a great rest of the day.